Okay, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to install XML API for Sage 200. Okay, so here we are on a PC. We've got Sage 200 C Professional already installed. That is a requirement. So the program basically requires that installed, up and running, and the user to have all the necessary rights within Sage 200 as a Sage 200 user to do whatever you want to do. You've got to, if you want to import a invoice, you need the permissions to bring in an invoice. If you want to do a stock adjustment or anything else, then you need those permissions. You can see here we've got 3 companies already installed, and I've actually called them demo 01 to 3. I'm just going to fire that off. Let's just press the download button. Standard download, standard install. So we're just going to run that as soon as it downloads. Agree to the terms and conditions. Now here's where it's going to be installed. It's going to be installed in program files x86 by default, but normally of course that would be a network drive, and it's very important that that network drive is network share is backed up. So in the case of a disaster recovery, all you would have to do is restore the files. Here we can see we've got various versions. There'll be other versions of Sage 200 at present. This beta copy is 2017 only. I'm just going to next all that, and that should now install. And it's come up on the screen, and open the settings because it's the first time it's been run. So first setting is my default company I want to import into. Now PostTrans applies a special coding system to each company. Unfortunately, I've called all my companies the same name really as it's applied the codes, but for instance, if that was called Comtech, if my company was called Comtech Accounts, then it would be COMT01. So that's what we would use within PostTrans to identify that company. I'm just going to select Demo 03. The middle here you can see it's set the import directory, which is a subdirectory called in. Obviously we can override that. Here we have a tick box to turn automatic importing on or off. In automatic mode, as soon as a file hits that directory, it will import. Otherwise, there's a big fat import button, which you'll see a bit later up here. We can also warrant to delete those files if we've imported them. Normally they move to a subdirectory called imported XML. If they fail, they go to failed XML subdirectory. Indeed, we can even set up an email address here, so any failures would be emailed to the user straight away. We can also suck this data from an IMAPI email account such as Gmail. So basically an external website could create the XML and email it to this mail account. It will ignore any other rubbish and delete it from that email account if it isn't valid, and just process it, or suck down the files from an SFTP website periodically. Okay, I think that's enough of the settings. Let's just go and OK that. It's just prompt me there to basically reboot after that. And next, when I open it again, it will prompt me to register the software. Normally, a new user would press this button here and it would ask for email address and password and all that sort of gubbins. I have already got a account set up. And there you can see it's now found account 507542. And everything's working hunky-dory. Good. There's the fat import button as it appears on the screen. Now, I said about these codes here, well, you can just highlight each one of these lines and you can see down the bottom there that it shows whatever the line is, and we can copy that to the clipboard and paste it in somewhere else so you can get those codes. Now, from the view menu, we can access the settings we've just seen, but I'm just going to go to the browse import directory. There's also some logs there, you'll see. And here you can see the in directory and a whole series of folders below that. And one of them is the examples folder. So I'm just going to open that in a new window. And of course, we've got automatic import turned on. So what I'm going to propose to do is I'm going to propose to edit one of these files. So let's just open it in my text editor. Now, I don't know how experienced the watcher listener is of XML, but basically it's a simple text file with a load of tags, very similar to HTML. So these two tags here tell it that it's Sage 200 data. This here has another enclosing set of tags, which is the settings. So basically we can override the settings in here. Well, we don't want to do that in this case because, and especially your case, because Demo 03 as a company probably wouldn't exist on your installation. So we could delete that. We could change the date to a more sensible date. And we might not have these nominal codes. So I'm just going to, oh dear, we're going to set this to a credit and a debit on the same account. But there we go. So basically we're doing a credit of 100 and a debit of, oh sorry, we're doing a debit of 100 and two credits of 50. So I'm going to save that. So now I'm going to drag that up to the import directory, and you should see on the left hand side it's just processed that nominal journal and it's given it journal 39. So it's also told you it's gone into a future period, so it will be in the deferred waiting postings part of Sage 200. Now, if I go into the import directory, you can see there that file has gone into there, and indeed if we open it up, I believe it's added a big comment at the top there telling you where it's gone and various messages. Now if that had failed, it would have gone into the failed XML, and at the top there it would have explained the error. So let's see, the proof is in the pudding, isn't it, or isn't it? So it's gone into the deferred postings list. So I believe we have, yes, there we go, a debit and two credits. So yeah, it imported it. Let's just have a look at some other points of interest. Buy license. So buy license actually takes you to our website. Oh dear, it's going to be a bit of a mess actually because I've got all sorts of things. Normally this all fits into this nice section up here, but I've got various products, and you I've got everything unlocked as well, and I'm in the admin mode. Normally here there's a link that says purchase license, and you go through there and you purchase it, and it basically turns it on using a credit card. You can cancel it at any point. The link when you go back to the management portal has a cancel button, so you can actually cancel any subsequent subscriptions. So if you want to try it out, you can use it with a demo Sage 200 data, or a simple month subscription is all it's going to cost you.